Hello everyone, welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini episode, today we're going to be looking at a couple of river and lake monster stories, folks. We haven't covered this in a while, and I thought it'd basically be a good change of pace. Well, we did a few Loch Ness monsters, videos, earlier in the year, but, here we're also doing a river monster. So, let's start off with said article and get into the story now, folks. A strange video from South Korea captures the moment a fisherman spotted a mysterious creature suddenly emerging from the water and swimming straight toward him as he stood on the shore. The encounter reportedly happened last month at Seoul's Han River, coast2coast.com reports. The jaw-dropping footage seen below was shared on YouTube by Jungdam Story, a channel that usually posts relaxing fishing videos from spots around the country, but this time something truly unexpected happened, leaving the host so startled that he ran from the scene. In the clip, the fisherman sits calmly by the river with his lines cast when he notices something unusual moving in the water. "What is that? I'm scared," he says, in shock before realizing it's moving toward him. The approaching creature spooks him so much that he leaps from his chair and grabs a flashlight, shining it at the mysterious figure, but even with the light, he can't make out what it is, only that it appears to be massive, around 13 to 16 feet long, with a thick, bulky body. Even more astonishing, the fisherman later claimed the creature stayed in the water for about 20 minutes, and at one point, there seemed to be two of these strange beings in the water. Looking back on the surreal experience, he said, "I've been fishing for decades, but I've never seen anything like this before." Since being posted online, the video has gone viral across South Korea, sparking intense debate over what exactly was in the Han River that night. Now everyone, I'm going to show you a bit of the video with the monster in it. I can't show you the whole thing because the video is basically a big one, but I will show you what I can of it.
그래도 요즘 한강 들어오면은 전적이 좋아요. 한강 들어서 요즘 거의 한두 마리씩은 잡는 것 같아. 장어가 아니더라도. 저기 뭐가 막 뛰는데, 고기가? 뭐야 저거? 무섭다, 무서워. 왜 막 오는데 이쪽으로? 저거 뭐야? 우와, 저거 뭐야? 뭐 잡았나, 낚싯대로? 저게 뭐야? 무섭네? 일로 오는데? 저게 뭐지? 무서울 정도인데? 저것 좀 봐요. 보여드려야겠다. 이거 뭐지? 무서워 죽겠네, 저거. 이게 뭐야? 저게 뭐야? 지금 한강인데요. 이게 뭐야? 뭐 무섭네 저거. 뱀인가? 저게 뭐야? 낚싯대 던져서 잡아봐야 되나? 무섭네요 저거. 저거 떠다니는 거 봐요. 들어갔다. 무서워서 여기 못 있겠네? 금방 이쪽에서부터 쭉 와가지고 여기까지 왔거든요. 좀 무섭네. 저는 누가 뭘 잡은 줄 알았어요, 고기를. 잉어 잡아갖고 막 파다닥 끌고 오는 건 줄 알았는데 그게 아니었네. 저기 또 온다. 또 움직인다. 저기 뭐야 저게? 와, 일로 오는 거 아니야? 고기 맞아? 저기 있다. 여기 보이시죠? 계속 뭐 떠다니는 거. 저거. 저게 뭐야? 이게 뭐야? 와, 뱀인가? 저게 뭐지? 나가야 될 것 같아, 여기서. 저게 뭐야?
As you can see, that was truly phenomenal footage, folks, and the guy in the video really does sound like he has no idea what he's looking at. Do you think it's actually an unknown creature, folks? Perhaps. But we won't know until someone actually, manages to prove what it is. But now, folks, let's move on to the next article, and once again, we're going to be looking at the Loch Ness Monster. This article is a little older, but it's still worth looking at. A resident of the UK claims to have photographed the Loch Ness Monster. As I said, folks, this is an older article, but it's still worth looking at. It came from 2019, but it's a very interesting one. So let's look at this article and look at this photo now. Last week, in a Facebook group called Anomalous Universe, a resident of the United Kingdom published a series of pictures showing a monster from Lake Loch Ness, Scotland. According to the British, he witnessed the appearance of an eerie creature in the pictures. The monster resembles a dinosaur. It is important to note that the Anomalous Universe group is private. It was founded by the famous American scientist Steve Patrick Carrington, who is engaged in the study of cryptids. Consequently, the pictures were published for a closed community, so there is no reason not to trust their authenticity. So that's good to hear, folks. And as you can see from the picture in the upper left side, it does look like it's a real living animal at least. But to me, it could also possibly be a rock, but I kind of doubt it, folks, because it does look like it's actually moving because it's leaving a trail behind it somewhat. But it is very interesting. Now, let's continue with the article. The author of the photo additionally noted that the pictures themselves were taken in September, and to this day, he doesn't know what he photographed. Loch Ness is known as the home of the Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie, a cryptid reputedly basically seen as a large unknown animal. It is similar to other supposed lake monsters in Scotland and elsewhere, though its description varies from one account to the next. Popular interest and belief in the animal's existence have varied since it was first brought to the world's attention in 1933. And that is true to some extent, folks, but people still believe in this cryptid, folks, and there's a few things I can talk about it. Now, first, you should know, before we continue, it isn't Lake Loch Ness. Loch itself means lake in, well, Scotland, folks, so it's, well, Loch Ness. The actual name of the lake is Ness. Either way, Nessie still is a good name for this particular cryptid, folks, if it does exist. But moving on, people have basically wondered about this creature for decades now, and people have come up with a few ideas as to explain it. But first, let me tell you about, well, Loch Ness's history. Back hundreds or maybe 1,000 years ago, folks, there's this old legend about a, well, priest or a monk who basically, well, sailed out onto the lake one day because he heard rumors of a monster being out on the lake. And basically, well, this priest then confronted the Loch Ness Monster and basically, well, apparently exorcised it, because apparently for hundreds of years, folks, or as I said, maybe 1,000, no one saw this monster again, at least until, well, the 20th century, when basically people have rumored that it was Aleister Crowley doing various mystical experiments that somehow reawakened it. Now, some people have said that this creature could be some sort of ancient reptilian god or goddess, folks, and this is what Crowley was trying to basically communicate with. Either way, folks, it's just an idea. But let's take a look at the actual photo for a moment before we continue. Here is a close-up of the photo, folks, and as you can see in the red, well, close-up, this creature does look like it's a living being, but it could also, as I said, be a rock, but I kind of doubt it because it is, well, moving and it's leaving a trail, and it looks kind of big. So, is this actually a real animal, folks, or is it possibly, maybe, well, a rubber mannequin or other such thing, maybe a mock-up done by hoaxers who were basically trying to prank people? We don't know. It could be that maybe someone did prove that this, well, creature, or at least this sighting, was a fake, folks, but I haven't basically heard about that yet, so forgive me if they did. Either way, it looks real to me at least, but we can't be for sure. Now, I mentioned earlier that maybe Aleister Crowley summoned this creature, and that it's actually some sort of ancient, well, reptile goddess or something. So, do you think that's real? Well, we don't know what's really possible, folks. A lot of people will say no, but then again, maybe this is exactly what we're looking at here. We just don't know for sure. Either way, it's certainly a pretty good picture. And like the last, well, article we read through and the video that accompanied it, folks, it looks certainly very fascinating and intriguing. So maybe indeed is real, folks. But, folks, we're at the end, so please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. You can use the links down below or in the descriptions to go subscribe to me. Now, hit that like button for me, make sure you're still subscribed, leave some comments down below, hit that bell for notifications, make sure to hit the part of the bell that will give you all future notifications, and please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video, so be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.